right, well, welcome. I'm showing you how to do a coil basket with wires. So first things up first, you want to get one side of your coiling cord. This is your white coiling cord. Each and every one of you will be receiving one of them. And you can get any color wire that you'd like. I just grabbed a random one. But we will be making wire coil baskets, and as you can see, there is a small hole in the center. There's no way really that we can minimize that or get rid of it completely. So when you are ready to start the wire basket, it's jumping just straight into it. So I'm laying a little bit of the wire down to kind of lock it into place, and I'm going to start coiling it on top of itself at the end of the coiling cord. So I'm starting right at the end, and I'm doing a single layer, and I'm wrapping it all the way down. And now you're going to be doing this for a while just to start off your project. So I'm coiling it. Okay. I'm just wrapping it around. I'm trying not to leave any of the white exposed. I'm doing a single layer. If you want to keep this all within the same genre of colors, it's up to you. If you want to mix and match and just make it total random one, you can. Not a huge deal. So I'm wrapping. You want to wrap this thing pretty good, so about an inch or two. And the reason is we have to, when you roll it, you want it to complete a circle. So if it doesn't complete a circle, like right now I have just a U-turn, right? It doesn't. Can't get a full circle. I'm not done wrapping then. That's what that means. So for your first wire, it will take about majority of your first wire. If you're noticing some gaps, you can use your fingers or your nails to kind of compress that wire together. So when you roll and you move and you manipulate your project, wire isn't going to expand like yarn. So there is going to be some of the white coiling cord showing at the end, and that's why you want to be very cautious that you're not showing much as you're starting to roll, because if you're already showing some and then you bend it and move it and manipulate it, more is going to be exposed. So do your best to keep it covered, okay? So I should have enough now where if I roll this, I can complete a circle. And what I mean by that is when I roll this, the start of my wire over here passes the wire I'm at right now. This is where I'm working, right here, where that wire is open. So what I'm going to do, the first one is the most important one. I'm gonna stab my wire through the center, and I'm gonna pull this as tight as I can. Personally, I like to use the table to really lock it in and secure it. I like to pull this wire so freaking tight that it pulls between the wires of where I started. So I'm pulling it as tight as I can. It's small, so it's hard. Ready for another wire. So when you're ready for another wire, it's the same exact as the beginning. You lay a little angle down against your project and pick up right where you left off. So right now I'm trying to attach my initial spirals so that when I continue the project, it will just keep going into the same place. I couldn't pull that double stitch, so I'm adding a new piece. Holding it tight. And so like I said, I'm trying to pull this, I'll show you. So that double stitch of that orange slides between the wires of the first one. That's how I know it's gonna be locked in. And I'm gonna begin wrapping again. And you get to choose a number between 8 and 10. So if you want 9, choose 9. If you want 10, choose 10. I'm gonna choose 10. So step 1 is to wrap at your number, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step 2 is to continue rolling. So I'm gonna roll the project. I'm gonna kind of bend it onto itself. And step 3 is do a double stitch. So whatever row you're working on, you only hook it to the row in front. Whoop, and through it, apparently. So I do a double stitch. I wanna pull it super duper tight. And then I begin again. So step 1 is to wrap it 10 times, or your number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step 2 is to roll the project, so I'm gonna roll it. And step 3 is to double stitch. So whatever row I'm working on, and the reason I know is it's half wire, half the white coiling cord, I want to hook it to the row in front of it. So there's like an imaginary straight line right here, so I know where I'm hooking. And the reason it's an imaginary straight line right there is because when I pull that stitch really, really tight, it's actually my next stitch. So if I start to pull it tight, as you see, it's my next stitch, so that imaginary line becomes a real line. So I'll show you one more time. Step 1 is to wrap it your number. So my number's 10, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step 2 is to roll the project. I'm going to roll the project. And step 3 is to double stitch. So I take the leftover wire, I stab it through, and I'm pulling it tight. And you're just going to continue this process until your wire basket is complete. So one thing you're going to notice here is blue is where we started this time, right? And then we started with the white and started doing double stitches. But as we progress and we get into the green is only attached to the yellow row. The yellow row is attached to the blue row. Not all of these stitches are going to be stabbed through the center. So when you're ready to do those stitches, my advice is get a standard pencil. And if you need to open it up to stab the wire in, just stab your pencil in, because when you pull it out, it will close back up. So another example of a double stitch, this orange here is only attached to the row green in front of it. It is not going to the center. So that's a double stitch because it's holding the orange row and the green row. 2 rows, double stitch. All right? So enjoy, have fun with this, and I hope you love it.